What's up? Sunday morning, baby. I haven't done this, in a couple weeks, and I wanted to do it more often. So let's check out what's going on. I'm going to do some drawing, but I want to shout out some guys that are showing up. All right, let's see the chat. Let's see. Phoenix Animation, good old both renditions of Zayd is here in both forms. That's good to see. And then Coleman showing up too. What's up, Coleman? Hail. So yeah, Sunday morning, I think, is a slot that is unfilled for the most part, as far as like streamers go, in CG at least. And yeah, let's do some work, because I got plenty to work to do. I'm working on a side book right now called Left Hand Free, and that's what we're going to be working on right now. We're doing layouts, so I've got 5 pages ready to roll. Ooh, Billy Basco is sent me something. Let me do a quick check on what Billy is saying to me and see what's up. So it's been a crazy weekend. I've been just closed on a house, so I just got another house that I'm trying to figure out. All the stuff that comes with making a house a reality. All the technical stuff, plus just getting it ready. There's so much. I got to get plumbers over there and stuff. So, ooh, let's see. So Billy's down to draw with me, which isn't. I usually get distracted, but right now I'm kind of like in the warm-up zone anyway. So I'll take you on, Billy. Let me send you a link. We'll be a first to get Billy on the channel. All right, there you go. Cool. I'm going to bring up my screen real quick. Is that thunder? Is the last time I streamed, it was storming as well? Now I got to deal with it again. It's my luck, Oh, man. So where am I at? Oh, yeah. Unless it crashed. I use a screen share with QuickTime because it shows my iPad screen. So let me just see if that is actually working. It should be working. Oh, I just have to scroll down. I'm an idiot. Idiot, bro. There we go. Okay. So we're working on LHF for short. And yeah, what's going on? So Frog G, about to head to bed. But I can hop on and say hi, smash the like, ding the bell, Backstar Circuit. That should be my ender every time I do a stream. It should just be like, yo, ding the bell, or no, smash the like, ding the bell, Backstar Circuit. It's just got a nice punchy feel to it. All the cards are going to be finished tomorrow. What, everybody? Can you imagine? I'm gonna be so psyched to get those cards in my hands, and just stoked. All right, let's get working, because I do have a lot of work to do. Streaming is fun, and but if I can do both at the same time, that's what it's all about here. So, oh, for some reason my link failed to Billy. There we go. Something about my link. I resent it, Billy, if you're there. And who else we got here? Zayd. Zayd is in the house as well. Hanging out. All right, let's do this. So let me show the page off. So this page is a 1-character page featuring this main character, Dante. He's a kid, and he's going through a little bit of troubles right now. And so most of this is kind of like a troubled kind of page for him. Ooh, Monkeys is here. And as well, 24 Eyes with the owls. of course, 24 eyes. And yeah, I'm going to be mostly working, but I want to, shout out the people that are showing up, All right. So now I was playing music, but since Billy's here, I'm going to put on my headphones. That way I can hear the dude. I don't know how to get music to work desktop wise because I'm on a Mac and I feel like everything's a little bit harder when you try to make streaming work with a Mac. Let's get Billy up in his house. Let me put on my headphones. All right. Ooh.
What up?
What's up, man?
When you put the tweet out, I thought you were inviting people to come draw with you.
Not necessarily. I'm just like I'm a distracted motherfucker. So I I feel like would be if I got like 5 people in here, I wouldn't be able to draw at all. But one person, maybe 2 people, I could probably pull off because you might be able to chat it up with me while I draw.
Yeah, or at least handle the chat for you while you draw. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about. How you been?
I'm good. I'm working too this morning. Yesterday was a complete Friday I meant to work, and then I got invited to like 3 different streams, like with the CG UK guys, and then on to the Michael Bancroft like extravaganza stream.
Yeah, dude.
And I did not expect to be there for 7 hours and like drink a bunch of beer and smoke a bunch of weed, and I got fucked up, man. Like
I bet, dude. I would have been there too, like along for the ride. Like I said, I bought a house, so I'm like, I'm in business mode, so I'm like, I couldn't get it going.
Saturday was a total wash for work as well. But no, yeah, I'm looking to at least try to get some work in today. Like that's why when I saw your thing, like, oh, work, yeah, I've been painting for like. I got up at about 5:30, so I've been up for a while painting for a while. But I'm down to just handle chat with you for a while and shoot the shit with you. And
hell yeah, dude, Billy, you're one of my favorites, so I'm glad you're here to chat it up. I'm gonna bring up kind of like what I do for. I don't know if you heard this app called Handy before. You heard of?
Oh yeah. You use it for like lighting reference and stuff like that.
Yes, lighting reference and whatnot. I just bring it up just to like give me especially in the morning. I'm not visualizing stuff as I normally would, but
I hear you.
But it helps with that. So I'm going to bring that up. That way, maybe it'd be a resource that people actually haven't seen before.
You have the desktop version too.
No, this is on my iPad, so it's mobile technically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I draw on an iPad these days.
Well, yeah, because there's like software that you can get for PC that'll let you run Android apps just on your desktop.
Nice.
And I've used that before. Hey, look, there's Joe. Joe, I know you sounded like shit on Friday, man. I wasn't happy to see you leave, but I was glad to see that you were being responsible enough to bail.
That's hilarious. So for kids' heads, I use this female head because it's pretty much more round and gives like a more kiddie feel if I get the general shape right. It's good for the kids. Anyway, but yeah, dude, I missed most of that stream. I pull up my phone once in a while in the midst of all this stuff with the house, but that's how it goes. You know what I mean?
So I want to drop something into the private chat for you. I'm not sure if you'll use it, but
sure.
If you're ever looking for, just because like sometimes it's hard to find like a medically accurate
like head
reference. No, like full body.
Oh, okay.
Muscle reference without like somebody wanting to gouge you or like download some app or something.
Right.
This is my mentor, like he did this model. It's from Mark Brunet from Blizzard.
Okay. Oh, it's probably a good reference.
It's a really good like hand sculpted model that he did.
I know Mark. Yeah, I don't know him, but I know of his
stuff.
Channel. Yeah, his channel. He's your mentor?
I'm current like for the last year I've been training under him.
Oh, cool.
But that's a very good like it's just I mean you don't usually find that quality of model unless you want to pay like $5 or $10 for it, and he just puts it up there for free, which is kind of nice.
Ooh, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Thanks for this resource, man. That's always good.
Just always just something you can put in like a little, save it on a bookmark.
Absolutely. I'm gonna throw it in a bookmark right now and store it for later because I think it's gonna. My internet or something with the storm outside. Maybe it's just bad right now. But I'm gonna bookmark this tab.
Just when you're trying to get like a forearm or a calf or the back of an arm like at a weird high angle, and you want it to be able to look good. Sometimes you need just a proper model for it. I mean, sure. I wasn't sure, like, because I don't have a physical plastic one. Like, I don't own one of those anymore. So
I do have that. I have a female, but
I have the body coon, like posable dolls. But they're not like muscle accurate.
Right.
Like, especially like when it comes to like anything around the lats, the waist, or the back. Like you need a proper like anatomy reference for that, because like none of the toys do it properly. I call them toys, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Hey, I didn't even really. I'm sorry. Did you say both Zades were in here, Jeremy and Phil?
Well, I tagged Phil. I meant before when I said that Zade Studios has the Jeremy Art Bro Zade, he has 2 tags. He has like another login for YouTube, so both of his logins were in.
I think like. I'm going to just take a shot in the dark here because, I asked you about Jeremy before, like how long you had known him. I think one of the reasons why I might be like on your favorite side is because I think me and Jeremy have a lot in common, just like energy wise. Because whenever I see Jeremy, I'm like, he gets me so hyped up and I get him hyped up. And I'm just like, oh man, like we're like, fire and gasoline. We're bad. Like,
I hear you.
It'd be hard to like calm us down, and I could see like
yeah.
Don't talk so loud. It's early. Sorry, Jim. Here, let me pull my mic away from my mouth a little.
It's all good for me. I turn my volume down, so maybe I'm just like
No. See, okay. I'm talking about Jeremy, and I get all excited already. Like, yeah.
So here I'm trying to find the right lighting because I always check the lighting source when I do have up lighting because I can't visualize it as easy.
Yeah. Well, it's that nice triangle shape that we want to get off the cheek, and then that other nice like hard line that you want to get off the zygomatic bone off the brow to give it that rounded shape.
Right.
Because like even like I'm working on Shane Starlight Cat's thing right now.
Oh, nice.
And I'm even realizing on that, just like drawing a cat skull, it has that, because I did the cats, and then it's funny, and then I started like looking at my own cats, and I was like, man, I got those skulls totally wrong. Like just that edge of the eye and that brow, like cats actually have that too, and I had to like actually go back into my drawing and like put that thing.
Yeah, if I ever do cat stuff, I would have to do the same. I'm definitely.
Well, it was when I woke up at like 5 this morning. I looked at at one of the cats and I was like, that looks like a fucking squirrel. Like it really does. Like, and Shane didn't like. I gave Shane an update on Friday morning, and I was like, he didn't say anything. Like he said that the tail looked kind of long on one of them. Right. And I was like, yeah, okay, the tail does look kind of long.
Oops.
But he didn't say anything like about the cat itself. But when I re-looked at it this morning, I was like, that looks like a fucking squirrel. Like at best, it looks like a squirrel. So I went back and like reconstructed. Like that's what I've been doing for the last like 2 hours. I reconstructed the whole whole head of one of the cats, and then kind of emphasizing, like I said, like the what do you call it? The cheekbone structure on the other one, just so that it turn the form, as they say.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like I do have to do so much work to try to get forms right sometimes. You'll see as I draw like what
you don't want to be too like, I mean, because sometimes when you're using reference, like even for whether it be light or for anatomy, it can get stiff, and that's the thing, the balance between comic books and like high art or illustration or whatever, because like sometimes what is correct, it doesn't look as cool, or it just doesn't read as right the same way, so you got to like balance that out between there,
for sure. Here I got a behind the head, but this shot here with like look right on that ear. It's tough because this is like looking up at the ear. So this one is
this shot right here. I hate like the 3/4 up to here where it makes this, where like your neck root meets the bottom plane right there.
Right. It's
that's like a hard one.
For sure. Having this little ridge there where the neck connects is good, where the Adam's apple would be like right there with the chin. But that shape is tough to pull sometimes for sure. But yeah, this is 2 shots that are going to make the page. So this is why.
Quaff, it's called Handy. You can check on it for the Google App Store.
Yes, it's pretty good.
It's called Handy, like handy. You know, like when you're 16, you're going on your first date. You know, you get a little handy.
Yeah, that's a way to describe it. That's one way to describe it. Dude, I forget who told me first. It might have been damn it. I think he's drawing for DC now, but I don't know what indie book he was on at the time. But he was like, yeah, he looked at my portfolio and he's like, you probably could use this because it's not that my anatomy was that bad, but he was like, I can tell like in a pinch you might just wing it when you get stuck or something. And he's like, in a pinch, just use this instead.
Well, and it's one thing that like some people, I would say honestly, the untrained and the young constantly try to hold on. Is like, oh, you're using reference. You're not drawing all from imagination. It's like,
right?
No.
And here's
like,
something
like, dude, like all the masterworks of art that have ever been created were heavily referenced, and like the masters like looked at like art and life and had tons of stuff to like work from. It didn't just pop out of their head, you know?
Absolutely. And I was going to bring this up. This is in one of my videos as well. It's one of my tips to like just get better pencil work for your because you're going to be more confident if you know your environment that you're drawing in. So what I do is do this like quick. This is from my concept design kind of part in game game development. So what I do is just like top down 3/4, and now I know what this bedroom looks like, and without that, I was like, I first did this one. I was like, I can't really tell what things are.
Well, I was going to say, and if you're an artist that can't do isometric bedroom or environment like that, start from that other thumbnail that you just did. Do it from just the top first, like they're Tetris pieces, and then tilt it,
For sure. And you probably could get away with just the top down if you draw a little more detailed and like kind of maybe get another top down, look up Zillow or something and or an apartment layout, and the more reference the better. But if you do it from without reference, it's going to turn up a little bit more the way you think it should. Like it's a little more cartoony. It's got a little more bulkiness to it. It feels like it's in an animation rather than off of Zillow or something.
Right. Well, like a technical concept drawing, you would never see metal bend.
Right.
Like something that's like that you would see in a comic book or a cartoon, like a Transformer or a Colossus's metal. Like for some reason we allow that suspension of disbelief of, oh yeah, well, metal in this world, when it's flexing around a person's arm, we allow it to bend for some reason, even though it's like, no, that's fucking metal. It shouldn't be allowed to flex.
Right.
And it's stuff like that. If you're too rigid to your reference, it'll end up looking like a technical drawing and not like a cool.
For sure.
Scarecrow shooting his fucking sniper rifle. And he doesn't need a scope. And yeah, that's a silencer. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's how it goes. So I mean, knowing exactly what you're drawing helps, and the more you know, the better you're gonna like just have more confident lines, and that comes into play a lot. So like even me not really knowing how sniper rifles really work and whatnot, that drawing came out pretty decent. But yeah, the more you know, the better for those people.
I think I've only ever drawn one sniper rifle in the last maybe 10 years. And I didn't even draw it at like a 3/4 angle, like foreshortened like you did. Like I took the cheesy way out and positioned the person so that the sniper rifle was flat.
Right.
and I've done that twice. I can even admit it. I did it again on my AR-15 orangutan picture because I was just like, I don't want to draw this.
Yeah, it's something, man. I get get a.
Oh no, your shots are dynamic, man. Like I wouldn't take anything away from them. You know?
I'm just saying I enjoy doing it, and that's probably why.
Oh yeah.
So anything you enjoy doing, you're gonna probably get a good result. So that's what I say about if people ask me about how much you should study. I would say study as much as you feel like, because you're like, and if you're not studying enough and you need to study more, maybe force yourself to do a little bit, but don't. You're not going to get a whole lot out of it if you feel like you're in like school and you're not having fun with it. So that's probably one of the better advice that someone gave me that I can carry on.
My cat hears me talking to you and he just wants to be a part of this whole streaming process. He like,
dude, we can, I'm a cat at Pano, so we can make this the cat stream, This
is, I have 2 cats. This is the brother. This is Banana. Say hi to Comic Skate, Banana. Say hi, Comic Skate. Say hi, Comic Skate.
Hello, Comic Skate. What do cats sound like? I've never owned a cat, so I'm like, when I envision their voice, I always think higher, like high pitch. But maybe they're lower, like Garfield style. Oh,
did you just hear him? He just meowed.
Did he? Yeah. Interesting.
They'll probably bitch if I don't pick him up after a while.
So with these 2 shots, like this character, he's looking out a window. Obviously, you see some curtains, and he hears something going on outside. So you need to get him in the shot. And before this, he was like he's like kind of like really kind of hurt right now. So he's like in a fetal position on his bed. And then we get to this shot where he hears something. So I'm debating putting him on the other side of this panel, like putting his head over here instead. And it might flow that way better. Right now it feels like it's not going to flow, but we'll figure that out.
What's the setting for this story?
This one's just it's like a near future dystopian.
Can I make a suggestion for something?
Sure.
I wouldn't go for cloth curtains because that's kind of antiquated. Like people aren't really using cloth anymore. Like if anything, I'd make those into those plastic blinds.
Yeah, maybe. It's tough because it's like
you wouldn't have to change too much there, and you could make them those vertical blinds. Well,
what's more slummy, Billy? Because he's pretty poor.
Well, that's what I mean. Put vertical blinds and have a couple that are broken off of there.
Good idea. Because I do envision if they were cloth, it'd be tattered. So if they were vinyl or whatever,
like I just haven't even. Even living in modern times, I haven't seen cloth curtains.
Maybe because I have them. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking like maybe in a hotel, but like I haven't seen really cloth curtains at somebody's house that have been newly installed in a really long time.
Right.
I mean, if a girl was living there, girls are like more into curtains. Like last time I had a girlfriend, she wanted curtains, like instead of blinds.
Well, what if it's a cloth that's covering the other way, not on a rod? What if it's a cloth that like hangs?
I'm being nitpicky, man.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, it comes into play, and this is just the layout, so I can change. So over here, I have it.
You could always use it because the other thing I like about vertical blinds. Either actually horizontal or vertical is because at any point, if you have another scene in this, you can have them closed but tilted and then have those cool line shapes, like with the light coming through there. Whether they're horizontal, you'll have those horizontal line stripes going across like the forms, or vertical, either way. It gives you that ability to have that lighting scheme. Like if you use vertical blinds at any point, like later,
I will. I mean, I'm going to consider changing up the curtains as I go. Like this is one of the things where this is what I call the rough layout. So I will be coming back to it just to make sure.
The old bitch, sorry.
It's all good. This is kind of what Jeremy does to me as well. So this is very odd that you bring up that you're like him. This is what he would tell me.
Yeah, I mean, because like they could. One or two could be broken, and you could even see that because like if you did later, like the light coming through the blinds, you could have some of the lines be inconsistent because the blinds are actually broken in a couple spots, still reinforcing the blinds and then being kind of shitty.
Right. And the cloth brings up something here too, about it, maybe a cage, like something to protect you from, because it's so slummy that people probably can break in.
Yeah.
That maybe is an idea. I always thought it would be probably maybe a little bit slightly boarded up or something, Well,
I mean, because I saw a shot recently where it made me think about just showing things that aren't in camera frame, but showing them by their shadow, you know? And see, that would be like, that's what made me think about that. It's like you would be showing a shot of the character's face, not even showing the window, yet the shadow of the blinds and the fact that they have broken parts on them would then still reinforce he's in a shitty apartment. You know,
good point.
like the fact you're not even looking at the window anymore. You're just looking at him, but because of the shadows of the stuff in his apartment, it's reinforcing that feel.
Right.
And the shot that made me think about that recently was it was one that was the person was just like, how do you frame someone that's just found someone else that's passed out? And you could just show like an over the shoulder shot of like the person like, oh, well, finding, or you could do like a really deep camera shot of just someone laying there. And then what the camera shot is of the shadow of the person that's found them going over the other person. So you don't even see the main person that's found the person that's on the ground. All you see is their shadow laying on top of them and the person laying there on the ground. I was like, oh, wow. That's a big reveal right there. And you don't even have to show the main person that's found the person. You see them by their silhouette, you know?
Yeah, that's like I would consider that's an advanced technique, I think, because it's an indirect way to tell it. Anything like that, I feel like is pretty advanced. Not that you can't do it. I think anybody can pull that off. It's just like, when do you try to go for that? You know, you have to have that idea, which I may use. I right here, I'm straying from the script a little bit. Hopefully the writer doesn't care, because I didn't write this. But I'm giving the reaction before he sees what's outside. So he's peeking outside the window. You'll see his reaction before you see what it is. Which is cool.
Cool. Well, because then it makes you wonder, what is he seeing? You know?
Right. So this is straying from the script, because I think he wanted to see what it was and then the reaction. And I'm just rearranging a little bit. Just to give my take on, what we could add to it.
See, because I mean, I think I've talked with you about this. Like, interiors and panel work are probably my weakest link in my skill set. So it scares me to death. Like doing the storytelling portion of comic books.
Yeah, it sounds like you have good. I guess you have good research because you've been reading them for a while, right? So
yeah, and I've been trying to really now put a lot of my focus into absorbing that portion of the art form, is panel work, how people are composing their shots. Because I feel like my rendering's good, my anatomy's good right now, like my sense of color and light right now. But like, I'm realizing now that I'm hanging out with a lot of you guys that like I've never spent any time really analyzing like panel work and like the sequence of the shots.
I understand.
It's just not something I've looked at, But now, at least now that I'm paying attention to it, I can go back, and what I'm doing is I'm going back and looking at stuff I've seen a bunch, like older stuff that I like, and then trying to deconstruct it of like why it works.
Right. That's the only way you can really figure it out. You have to like dive deep into like certain situations where everything's working. If you just try to copy, you're going to end up like not really understanding what's happening, and which is good. You're going to still get knowledge, but not like in the same kind of deep way. But yeah, I think just loving the medium is just the first step. So I think you have that, and then from there, you're just taking the plunge is going to probably give you a little bit of the,
Well, I'm getting the advantage of getting to see so much early to rough production right now. Now that and like, it's funny because two of my colleagues from the gaming industry have been so kind of excited over the last couple of months about everything they've been seeing in crowdfunding that they actually started writing and producing a comic book. And now I'm getting to like see them in their production pipeline. Like and they're doing like a manga type story. And it's cool because I'm getting to give them like some tips, even though I've never illustrated the inside of a comic book. The fact that I've read hundreds, I can be like, hey, maybe you should like try like this panel. And they're like, wow, I didn't even think about that. And like, I didn't even realize I had that knowledge in there until I looked at someone else's page and been like, hey, I've seen a page similar to this. Maybe you want to like try to incorporate something like this because because it worked before over here, and you're trying to do that same thing. It's like I said, it's an art form that I never paid attention to, but I'm really trying to.
It takes it's a different skill, obviously, because there's different things to pay attention to as you're going. Like right now, I know there's no speech bubbles in this panel, so I can use the whole panel. But if there were speech bubbles, you'd want to pay attention to how it's framed that way. So that's number one.
I can't wait to see yours, Jeremy. Yeah, dude, I'd feel very very pleasured to see like what your roughs and stuff look like.
Yeah, I think I wanted to show his shirt here, but I'm like, maybe I'll show his hand instead, like grabbing the the
windowsill,
the windowsill, or like the curtain, pulling it away, or if it's blinds, or just moving the blinds, whatever it is.
Just putting a hand there,
just putting a hand here and kind of bring this eye down this way, I think is what I want to do. Keeping that in mind is like so important, because when you don't try to lead the eye in comics, like you can immediately tell like it's harder to read the book. And it's nice. So here, I don't even know his reaction.
Well, I like learning some of this. Like I make sure to really set in stone a lot of the stuff that I've been learning from John Malin. Like when he does his like literal like page layout breakdowns, where he's just like, if you're going to do a long extended panel and then you want small panels next to it, the long panel always has to be on the left. It can't be on the right, or it's going to fuck up the eyes of the reader, no matter how you want to put the bubbles. And like when I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, like you keep wanting to go right and you run into that long one that then fucks up like the order flow. Like it's got unless it's going to be on a page turn, and even then it's like questionable. Like you always have to have the long one on the other side. If you don't, it just I was like, I never thought about that, because I see long panels or short panels and stuff all the time. It's just like, no, but if you put this one here, it's always going to get fucked up if you put anything else on the other side of it. And like as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense. You know?
I mean, there's so many like.
Well, and he put it. Sorry to interrupt you. He put it in like a really good analogy. He's like, your friends or your wife or like whoever might like say like, I don't understand comics and I don't get comics and I don't know how to read comics right. It's like, it's because they've run into people that do bad panel work that have those types of mistakes in them. Right. So when they hit them, they get confused and then they have to read the page 2 or 3 times. And if you're new to comics, it can be discouraging.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's half the battle, and a lot of people that are first new to it, they're having those struggles. And you're like, dude, that's because you're probably not reading. Like, go read the pinnacle of what comics are, and you'll get it. Because they've worked on that for such a long time.
Or even go. I would say go read stuff that's not like, I don't want to say this, like not as creative maybe in the panel shapes. That's just straight like 8 panel or like whatever 6 panel grids or whatever like that, and see why those flow together, and then compare them to ones that have like crazy triangles and long form ones, and see which ones work and which ones don't. Be like, oh, okay, this is why like this Spawn, this issue of Spawn, even with all its crazy shapes, does read properly compared to this other one they tried to copy McFarlane, but you can see they failed because they were just trying to do crazy shapes.
Absolutely. And I think Rockefort is one of the best for doing like good non-traditional layouts. It's just like he's like very go to the bleed, wonky panels, but they all work because he just he's just really good at leading the eye.
Dude, same thing with Patrick Thomas Parnell, and I think it's like his graphics and graffiti background. Like he knows how to lead an eye because like I saw a review of, because I haven't gotten my copy of 1985 yet, but apparently there was like a 2-page spread where you read it top to bottom, and then you get to the bottom and there's a long panel that leads you all the way across the page, and then you read it up, and they said they had no problems reading a page in a U, and he laid out the panels perfectly enough so that it wasn't confusing. I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool. Like,
he made it work. Okay, so I don't need the room for this one. I can turn this off. Yeah, with PTP, I'm aware of his work. His style is a little bit different from what I tend to read. So it's like not an instant one, but I do want to read one of his books because, it's just I got to get around to backing. I'll probably back Ultra Star.
Well, you talk about like reading thousands of comics, like George Travalos from the chat.
Yeah,
he like that dude's probably read more comic books than anybody I know in chat. Like, I mean, he's got thousands of dollars of original art. Hundreds of comics, read hundreds of comics, and that guy like has stated that like he thinks PTP does the best panel work in Comicsgate.
Really,
like separate from story art or whatever. He's just like straight just panel layout. That PTP is like second to none in Comicsgate. And I was like, wow, that's
interesting, man.
That's a pretty big praise for that particular skill.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's like a high praise for me. That's something I would hold above rendering, maybe.
Hell yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, because it's like a masterwork of like stuff that you see people like Mignola pull off, because like people could argue whether he's a good artist or not, whether it's like that's a subjective thing. It's like I would say like he's got a very divisive art style where like you either love Mignola or you think like his shit just looks like blocky and like crappy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people are just like one or the other. Like, oh man, I love his stuff, or people are just like, I don't feel it. But his storytelling, you can't argue that part. It's like, nope.
I throw it in the same thing as like a Kirby. Like it takes a while for you to like, I think, get attached to the art style. Like Kirby.
Losing Joe.
Like if you don't, oh shoot, we there? We here?
You're good now.
Okay, what is this little symbol? This is the first time I've seen the symbol on the top here. It looks like the Wi-Fi. Maybe because my wired connection dropped for a second.
Maybe.
That sucks. Well, I'm here again, but I was going to say Kirby is the same way. In the way where you have to kind of warm up to that kind of style. And I think Mignola is the same way about, if you don't like that chunkiness or that kind of exaggeration that Kirby does, you might have a problem with it, but just read any book. Go look at like the classic Kirby stuff and you're just going to be blown away.
I mean, Dan Fraga, I think, put it really good one time. It's like Kirby's a lot like a healthy salad that you don't appreciate when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And it's got all these like prime ingredients to like a balanced meal that are there, but they're kind of like, to the uninitiated, they're kind of like plain, like it's just tomatoes, it's just lettuce, it's just whatever.
Right.
You're like, man, as soon as you get older, you'll understand like why salad is so good and like why, like just in its basic raw form, why it's so good.
Right.
And like it wasn't until I was in my 30s that like I was just like, fuck, dude, Kirby's like crazy. Like I hated his shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude. I didn't understand it, and I was like,
I didn't understand like people like praising him when I was a kid. Especially like I remember the first kind of pro that praised him was like I had that one-off Donatello issue of the Ninja Turtles where Donatello meets Jack Kirby, and it's like an homage to Jack Kirby, and it's like Donatello meets Jack Kirby, and Jack Kirby has like a magical pencil, and they go off into like Jack Kirby magical land for a issue of the Ninja Turtles. This is like 1987, 88, and I was just like, who is this Jack Kirby guy?
Yeah, that's nuts. That's such a cool idea, and I don't think I've ever seen that. I may have heard of people talk about that, but
Jim,
damn.
Billy is turning into Bancroft. We don't need salad. Right on, Jim.
Oh man, so it's not the best hand, but it's gonna work for just reminding myself this is what a hand will be.
I need to grab a tissue. My allergies are bothering me right now. I'll be right back.
Oh, dude, it's all good. So what I'm doing here, guys, like I have one of these Weeb figurines. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but these little bad boys are good for. I find they're really good for the shots that you're super uncomfortable with. For me, that would be a top-down shot of the whole body. I think that looking up at a body for some reason I can visualize better, but looking down, because like the legs taper. I feel like I always just taper them too much or something like that. So I always like model this figurine into the general shape of what I'm going to do. Maybe take a picture of it just for basic reference, because I don't visualize it as much as I might, in another form or another angle. But yeah, I highly suggest you do it. It's not only for weebs, guys. It's for all shapes and mentalities of comic artists. Who we got in the chat while I'm looking up here? Let's see. Well, first, Zay says Joe doesn't play top-down RPGs. What does that mean? I mean, I don't like. I played Baldur's Gate when I was in middle school. I played. What's the most recent one I've played? Oh man, I mean, there's several that. I mean, depends which ones you're really talking about. Like how top-down. As long as it's isometric, I think I've played some. Let's look some more stuff in the chat. Quaff says, I thought about getting one of those mannequins. Yes, they're cheap. They're cheap enough. You get one for $30. It's nice to have because you're not really going to get exactly those poses. Even if you have a 3D model, you can get everything you want. And I don't struggle with, like, I can fit the anatomy on top of a form, but getting the basic form in the right perspective and everything is the hard part, I think, for me, at least. So here I need 2 top-down shots. I'm going to take a picture of it because I don't even need them in like perfect posing. I just need to remember what a top down looks like from specifically this angle. So
just because it's not done.
Yeah.
I'll go. I think I can give a tiny
peek.
All
right. I'm gonna when you got it up, shoot me let me know.
Who's I want to see how many. So there's 12 people in here right now, or 9 people. Okay.
Oh,
there was 12. Okay. I'm just seeing like how much trouble I could possibly get myself in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have too many.
Well, no. Just because you're talking about this top-down angle, so I had to draw 7 people from top down. And I'm not used to it. With varying body types that I'm being very nice. Right. I'm also not used to.
I feel like maybe they shouldn't, because I didn't have them go upstairs. Maybe they shouldn't be a top down. For some reason, I'm thinking like he's peeking out the window and looking down, but I don't think this is a 2-story building. So maybe it should be like right out the window.
Oh, wait, wait, before you show my screen, is Amanda B in chat?
I thought we saw her pop in for a minute.
Just for my screen share, like, Amanda, are you out there? Would you like a peek at your salty poster? All right, let me do one quick thing.
So yeah, I don't have to do a top down. I just like wanted to. For some reason, I guess wanted to draw a top down without needing to.
Okay, I can screen share now.
Okay, cool. Bring it up.
I haven't gone into color yet, but here's a black and white of part of your salty poster that you will get with your purchase of Starlight Cats.
It's pretty sweet, dude.
We got a little group of SJW new school Star Wars fans down here going crazy, and our heroes up here hanging in there.
Dude, just barely hanging in.
It was funny trying to come up with these like people down here at the bottom. It was actually kind of the weirdest part. Like, I'm like, how do I draw people in bad costumes and that are kind of ugly and out of shape?
I think you did a good job so far.
Yeah. All right, we can go off my screen.
That's great, dude. I'm all for things like that, dude. That's creative, and I like the composition too. Before I move on, I like the composition for sure.
Yeah, it'll have enough room up here to say like hang in there, and we're getting like the nice curvature on the horizon line.
Yeah, you definitely draw like a concept artist, I feel like. That's how you work it.
Yeah, I'll work in gray tones first, really.
Right.
Like to get all the levels of depth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the standard. That's the Mark way, right? That would be probably one of the Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I can control then all the each, because see, here's just the park.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the far people,
Mm-hmm.
the little bit closer people, and just cats. Just then you can. It's just it's for me. It's easier for my head that way too when I'm
Right.
working on depth.
I dig working like that, but for me, like it kills something. I don't know what it is, but just working digitally, period, kills something in my brain. But
yeah, it's the way I color though too. Is like I usually try to at least find in every panel that I'm working on is like 3 layers of depth, even if it's just one person and an arm. Like their hand might be the first layer, their body might be the second layer, and then whatever's just the background might be the third. But just always so you're trying to push a depth layer in every panel.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you always want to have at least foreground, midground, background.
Right.
Or at least two.
At least
planes.
two.
At least
like
two.
even like when you were doing that's exactly what you were trying to push here, like adding that hand with the thing. Like you want, because that would have only had two. Putting the hand there with the thing is like adds that one extra.
Yeah. And I'll do it. You want to do it in specific times too. I thought I had an example of another time I did it, but sometimes if you want to make somebody feel like claustrophobic, start adding more stuff in the foreground to make it seem like it's a crazy shot and just obstructing view. Our Jedi's here. Page layout's looking dope, Joe. Thank you, our Jedi. Got the young crowd, dude. Got the millennial or the Gen Z people here now. I think you did tell me that. Didn't you say you were doing Daredevil samples? Oh, you were looking about how to draw the mask right. I saw that post on Twitter. Jedi. So yeah, this has been good times so far.
Man.
I only planned for an hour, but we can probably go a little bit after if we're feeling it. It's up to you.
Man, it's your show, bro.
It's really like as long as I'm doing pages,
as long as you're working, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's like if I can stay productive, I don't care.
The minute I'm not getting anything done, that's when I stop probably.
Right.
And I'm doing rough layouts, so I'm able to not have to get everything exactly perfect, the anatomy and looking up reference and craziness. Like here, I don't even need to figure out exactly what these guys are doing, as long as they look like they're walking up in some way, moving.
Well, and for me, that's one thing. Because I told you, doing interiors is the scariest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've considered working with some people. If someone was willing to be the writer and do all the page layout, or just all the rough figures and stuff like that. What do you call that person that comes in after that? A finisher?
Yeah, finisher. Yeah.
I think I'd be willing to come in and do finishing on a book. Render it in my style, do the characters in my style, but all the panel layout and storytelling portion would be handled by someone else.
I'd be down for that. That's something that I would be down, because I love doing this part. I love doing layouts. Obviously, yeah, this is my favorite.
Yeah, well, maybe down the line.
Maybe down the road. We never know.
We'll see a Catapano Basco book where...
Dude, could happen. And you never know what IP it might be on. So,
who
knows? If there was ever a AR book, I would want to have some I would like to, play some part, a role in that. It doesn't have to be the book itself, but, it'd be cool to do layouts on some print or something.
Yeah. I'm telling Jim here. Oh yeah, Shadowhawk got it. It's the hang in there, kitty. Yeah.
B Rose is in the house. What's up? All right, so this is the windowsill. This is probably some more blinds. Actually, the blinds maybe should go this way, leading out. And same thing here. Okay. But now this angle is not right. Probably should be more like this. Okay. So yeah, after this, what I'll do is one more layer on top, and then if they want if they don't want originals, I'll go from here to color. But if they want originals, I'll scan this out and I'll do the pencil work traditionally. just like I do Star Circuit.
Nice.
In this case, you know, I obviously charge more because they want the originals.
Right.
But this is the same thing that I do for Star Circuit, where I'll print it out and then do the pencils on top. And, you know, try not to go too crazy on the layouts if I'm going to actually print it out afterwards. But, you know, I'm just like artists don't have a lot of rhyme or reason sometimes. We try, but, you know, it's a hard gig to get all these things right and do it every time consistently. It's a hard gig. All right, let's see. I don't like the structure of any of this for some reason. Kind of like what I had before. It just had more energy. I'm going to have to just redo this dude. So I'm hoping to have a new studio. I'm hoping to get a new stand desk where I can stand up. I like standing up and drawing too sometimes. I don't know. It's something. Maybe I have like architecture. I feel like architects stand and draw for some reason. I don't know why. But a stand desk would be killer.
No, I think, dude, I've had so much like weird shoulder problems. I got to change my setup somehow.
Yeah, it's
like where I need to get up and just like constantly rotate. Like,
yeah, my back is totally nuts after doing like the hard part of the book. Yeah, it's jacked up. Okay, so I do have designs for these guys. Let me see here. Let's bring up maybe some designs. Leon's design. So this is the pretty much not the big baddie, but he's one of the kind of baddies.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this dude is going to be.
It looks a little bit different just because I'm not used to digital inks for you. It's kind of trippy.
Yeah. So it's weird. It'll be still more Star Circuity from here because I will be doing, like I said, the originals on top of this. But
so he does want original art.
Yeah, he wants to go straight, the same kind of style of Star Circuit.
Okay.
So pencils the color. He likes that, which I like doing that too. It's more time.
Just, you know, this looks good though, dude. This looks tight. I like this.
Yeah, me too. It's got like it feels more animated just because of the crispness. But yeah, I like this character too because a lot of the characters in this book aren't so built up and like super heroic looking, but this guy is.
And like doing like the classic like three-tone color per material, you know, like very animated, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to stick to. I'm even doing something a little bit different where I'm doing cross hatching with the two-tone, which most people don't really do, but I dig it. I don't think one of these soldiers is this guy, so he doesn't have to be built up. But that's what I was checking. I was like, oh, what kind of soldier is this guy going to be? That's what two soldiers are walking up here. So this guy's kind of a little too slouched to be a soldier, but we'll mess with him later. I think we can move on to the next page. My plan was to knock out 5 pages of this today and then do some other stuff for Star Circuit.
Nice.
Who's in the chat? Anybody saying anything crazy? What's going on?
I think people are just kind of talking. Amanda's making fun of me that I was just like, this sneak peek's for you, Amanda. She's like, yeah, me and my 13 friends.
Jedi says, did I finish any page? Well, the layouts are really tight. I almost could use them as pencils if I wanted to, Jedi. So I'll bring up page 1 maybe because that's the closest. You might have seen it online. Which one? This one. That's page 1. So this is pretty tight. It's like pretty much pencils.
Holy shit. Yeah, goddamn. That's done.
Yeah, this is one I will print this out and redo it in pencil. And so, but he's paying for it. He's paying for the originals, so not worried.
That's that's pretty close.
It's pretty damn close.
Now, what are do you color these based for like mood? Like each
one?
Yeah.
I know this is really just I pick a color and mostly because I like when I'm working, I like to color code it just so I know I don't start working on another layer.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
You ever do that? So
me, man, I'm pro, man. Never. I'm always on the right layer every time.
Yeah, I never start drawing on one layer for an hour and a half.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I try to do here. I'm like, okay, I can really tell if
I have over 300 layers of levels of undo on Photoshop, and still sometimes, even with that many undos, you're like, fuck, I'm on the wrong layer. And you go back 300 steps and you're like, it's still on the wrong layer. God damn it.
Oh my God.
And then it's the process of lassoing what you just did out, cutting it out, and then putting it back onto the proper layer that it should be. Like, it's.
Yeah, dude, you're giving me.
I do that once every 2 days or so.
Giving me anxiety just thinking about that. There's been days that we used to work at this game studio, and I did that a couple times. And just like when it's for somebody else, it's even more nerve wracking. You're like, oh, dude, I don't even know how I'm going to recover this afternoon I've wasted. Hopefully nobody knows this. So I'm going to save this out as the next page, and then I'll just erase the layers. That's how I usually do it. Keep the same.
Skip Edwards is giving me shit for like not making last Wednesday's stream when he knows exactly what happened to me and like why I couldn't make that stream.
I mean, is that a real? Is that a beef, or is that you got beef?
No, he's messing with me.
Just
because I have been on quite a few streams since I didn't make the stream that like has my name on it, like on the bottom.
That's funny, dude. He's
I've streamed for like 8 hours this week, not on the stream that has my name on it. So
yeah, that's a little bit of, that's accountability. So maybe that's a good thing.
My cat shit on my bed though. So I was at the laundromat, like washing blankets. So
that's an excuse, I suppose. We're going to erase away what we got here. I usually start with the borders and very clean with like the rectangle tool, even though afterward I may I'll keep the reference here, but even afterward I may skew the panels, but I always start with square. That way it's just easy to throw them down. So that's my route. Everybody's got their own way. And I think this is why this draw stream is going to be cool, because you get to see exactly. So here, this is what I advise for anybody doing anything. This is what I try to drill into Jeremy.
Oh yeah, there's your thumbs.
So there's my thumbs for the whole book, because it's only 17 pages. And without this, I can't draw a book without doing this step.
You shouldn't.
And you really shouldn't. But that's, Jeremy's kind of kicking in the gear, getting his book going. And this is something I try to drill. It's definitely hard to drill because it's not, sometimes it doesn't feel necessary because, maybe you can see the whole book, or, these drawings are so rough that they don't seem like they're useful, but you can tell a lot from these things if you start, digging into them. So I'm going to grab page 9 and move.
I shit on his hearts. Skip said. The cat shit on my bed, and then I shit on Skip and Darren's heart.
All right, you got to pay it forward, dude.
I'm sorry. No, this is such an important step. Like you really need. Especially if you don't have a page count that you need to hit, maybe you could kind of get away with doing 1 or 2 thumbs ahead of time. But if you're trying to hit a page count, you gotta do this part.
And when you're working digitally, it's just so easy to scale up and then just have this as general. Like, I don't really follow this. It's more to be like, oh, read the script. I drew this a week ago.
It's a visual script for you to just mess with,
Right.
They might totally change order from this thumbnail, but the fact is that you have the thumbnail and you have all the elements for this scene right there so that you can draw from it, draw from it.
Right. I don't know what Jeremy's saying here. Jeremy said I did the step as I went with it. I don't know what that means, but you definitely had a layout once I drilled it. You definitely did it, which is
no. He sent me a picture like on Twitter that looked like it was this step.
Yeah, and it definitely, like, to me, as long as you have it in like one sheet and you can see the whole book in one glance, that's what matters to me. What is
or maybe not like one sheet, but like have you ever seen Nerium? I
was on a couple streams with her.
Yeah, have you ever seen her thumbs? How she does them?
No.
She does all her thumbs traditional. But maybe she does them on oversized like A1, but it doesn't look like nice like illustration board.
Right.
It still looks like paper, but they're bigger sheets, like legal sheets or whatever. And she has them in like a portfolio or something like that. And I think maybe she does like 4 or 5, maybe 6 pages per sheet. So it's like, I mean, within 3 turn pages, you get the whole book.
Right.
You know,
right.
and
It
so
doesn't need to be all
oversized. You know, so it's not all on one sheet, but like, you know, so like each one of her pages is like a business card, or maybe a little bit, or like a what you call those flashcards that you would study with.
Right. I think that's important. I think I mean, it's whatever works for you. But
yeah. But you need to be able to see, like I said, at a glance, huge swaths of it, like and how it's all going to flow together, and be able to kind of see, you know. Like, yeah, this just isn't going to work here. Like, we need to either add a page or insert a page in between, or
yeah, and to me, like, it goes hand in hand with the script. It's like, you know, you might not be able to tell what's going on just by looking at the drawing, but if you have the script and you know, have both, you're going to definitely be able to figure it out, especially if you're not doing it all like a maniac in 1 week or something. So this is page 9. Ooh, dude. This doesn't look like 3 panels, but it's supposed to be. Maybe because they didn't write it correctly. Let's see. Did I grab the right thumbnail? Let's see. Page 9. 4 panels. 1. No, I might have added. I probably added because he didn't give me enough. Like, maybe there's like reactions. Like the action and the reaction are on the same panel, and that you can't really have that. So maybe that's why I've added more. This one's tough. So,
well, that's what that kind of looks like in the center there. It looks like a reaction, a pull out, and then the opposite reaction on the other side.
Right. So let's see here. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what this is. So it's an interesting thing. The character in the room, that the kid runs to the wall and puts his ear on the wall. So it looks like this is the run. And then this next little one down here, the second row, is like his ear on the wall, like pressed against the wall, looking at him. But I like that. I just don't know what the next part is, because I don't know how I get from 3 panels and then there's like I've added 2 more. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. Billy mentioned a pigeon. When did you mention the pigeon?
I don't remember. It says it's okay, Tipsy Billy. You're a homie hopper. It's understandable. You'd rather stream with the big dogs like Shane and Bancroft. It's not something I would do business. Shane didn't have me on his stream, and the only reason I ended up on Bancroft's is because Rob said that I only have 3 outfits, and I shop at the children's section. And they were all making fun of me, and they said, send Billy a link. Let's see if he's wearing the same kids' clothes that he was wearing yesterday. And I got in there. I was like, no, I'm wearing a different set of kids' clothes today.
Yeah, dude, get it right.
And Rob's like, he's like, you heard that shit and you went and changed. I was like, no, I didn't.
That's pretty funny. I think you are pretty known. What do you think are you known for wearing kids' clothes, or what are you best known for, Billy?
I don't know. Like, apparently abandoning my friends on their stream. Like,
that's pretty funny. No,
I mean,
I think
I'm one of the 40-year-old men stuck in the 90s. Like, I just still dress like I'm, you know.
I appreciate that, though. You're making me feel young, though, because I subconsciously I think I'm still that age as well, like real young. And so, you know, at first glance, I think we're still in college, you know.
Oh, see, Joe would never abandon Jeremy, though, which is why.
I don't know, man. He might be he might be angry that he's not on the stream right now. You know what I mean? You never know. Maybe there's angst right now. You don't know it. That art bro drama, bro. Okay.
So what program do you draw with when you're on your iPad?
We are in Clip Studio right now. This is Clip Studio.
Oh, iPad version.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty cool because it's pretty much the desktop. They just shrunk it down. The only thing they did add is this little column to the left on the way left side of the screen. Those are my hotkeys. That's the only things I have to hotkey anything. So that's the problem. You don't have a keyboard to like help you out. That's the downside.
Yeah.
But it worked. Besides that, it's really a great kind of like transition from desktop to.
I couldn't tell that it wasn't the desktop version. I thought it was I thought you were just like on a MacBook or something.
Dude, that's awesome. That's cool to know, because for me, I think there's like I don't know, a
Stigma.
Yeah, everybody has like a stigma against the iPad workflow.
Dude. I mean, I'm not trying to name drop. I mean, Eric Canetti's drawing all of Arc Athena on the iPad. So if you don't like Eric Canetti's high level fucking concept art and you don't want to buy Arc Athena because it's on an iPad, then I don't know what's up.
Yeah, it's like if you don't like Big Red.
I know, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not even using Clip. He's using Procreate to do the whole thing.
Yeah, I wish I could do Procreate because it's a little bit more stable than Clip, but Clip's still really good. They just have like really wonky stuff, like the stuff with working. You can't work in CMYK if you wanted to. You'd have to like. The only way to do it is like bring up a preview window. I don't do that anyway, but there's some things like that you just can't get around.
Right on.
So, can somebody throw some Star Circuit links in the chat? I know I have one in the description, but I want to do a quick little talk about Star Circuit before we move on. We may do more streaming. I may have hit a wall because I don't know what I'm going to do with this page, and I don't know if I'll be able to figure out while I talk to you guys. Let's do this here. I'm gonna bring up a little bit of window of Star Circuit. We are still killing it. So, even after the real campaign.
You're coming up on 20K, dude.
Yeah, we're coming up on 20K, which is
fucking crazy, dude.
It's nuts.
Cool.
And the cool part is like people are just, now that it's out, maybe people are less. It's my first book, so there's a little bit of risk there. You don't know if I'm going to fulfill, which, I'm not going anywhere. You can actually, follow me daily on different networks. But the point is, I want to show that, I'm not going to, like it being an in-demand is like a proof of something. Like we've gotten this far and I'm not going to run away. It shows a little bit of, clout or something. Gives me a little of that. Let's bring up my stream. No, that one. With the audio, just in case. So,
dude, I've been waiting. Welcome to the future.
You did it, dude. That's really good.
Where the burner gangs rule the streets.
Dude, you got a little bit of that grizzle.
Star Circuit. God, I'm so glad we were playing it.
That's so good. I'm gonna refresh here. I'm at 314 backers.
You're at $17,000 and $75 USD for Star Circuit.
You want to read the
in
blurb?
Demand.
You want to read the blurb for me with that voice?
Oh, where's it at?
Here it is. This the story here.
Here, let's bring in this up full screen so I can my old eyes. After all human attempts have ended in tragedy, one street racer, Atlas Metric, is still convinced that with the help of a long-forgotten racing legend, he can win in a championship full of unbeatable androids and save what's left of his broken family.
Yeah, I feel like you might have to I don't know. I feel like that's stressful on your voice.
No, not at all.
Oh, awesome.
Not one bit.
I'm glad. So there's so much to look at on Star Circuit.
With variant cover by Kanan White. Production is now 95% complete.
It's actually, I should change that to 100 because it is ready to go to the printer. I'm just figuring out how to get. This is my first time setting up a print file myself.
No, so I am not your replacement for Art Bros. I could never replace you, Jeremy.
This is Sunday.
If anything, I want to be Jeremy's sidekick. Yeah, I'll be.
Can be Art Bro Bros.
Art Bro Bros.
So on Sunday, I feel like calling this Sunday. I feel like making it religious. I don't know why. Just because it's Sunday, I want to be at the Church of Joe or something. Church of Star Circuit. I don't know what I'm call. It reminds me of Coco Diaz's podcast, but so.
Sorry to throw it off right there. I've been wanting to do my Star Circuit voice for a while now. I've been practicing it. So
Dude, you're doing brilliantly. I want to play the trailer at the very end. That way we can compare in one stream. Remember, guys, there is this sweet bike that you can get. It's the Metric X50 3D print. It's pretty big. It's like a brick kind of size. If you imagine what a brick would feel like or look like on your desk, that's about as big as this bike is. You can look at the turnarounds here and the dimensional kind of readouts on it. They are killer. I can't say anything bad about them. Everything I've seen so far, the guy that's doing them is Dead Sun Prime, and he's just a killer modeler, killer. He knows his stuff for 3D printing. So if you want one of these, I guarantee you're going to want one of these after. I actually have an ad in the back of the book because I just know after you read the book, you're going to be like, oh man, I need one of these bad boys. This one you can paint yourself. It's gray. We can primer it for you if you want. You can select that drop down when you select this perk and see if you want the primer added. That way you can paint right away. We unlocked like 8 stretch goals. It's probably not 8, but 3 prints, extra pages, an MP3 soundtrack, kanji patches, and on top of that,
can I see the kanji patch real quick? I didn't notice that there was. I missed that.
Yes, down here it's that, but I've got a picture of it. Let me bring up the picture. Let me do that real quick. Let me throw it. I don't know if I saved it. I might have saved it. But yeah, the kanji patch, we were going back and forth to try to get it right. And the closest we can get here at the size that I want it is 2x4, like a 4-inch by 2. So it's not bad. It's not a bad size at all. And I'm stoked for it. Let's see.
Staru Sakit.
Dude, that's very, it's very close to it.
Staru Sakatu.
I love that. Yeah, you have to say the kanji patch like that. Yeah.
12K stretch goal. Star Sakatu.
Fantastic. Okay. Oh, this one's without the green, but it's still a good picture, so I'll bring it up. Dude, this is fantastic. Star Sakatu. Mikuri.
What is Star Sakatu?
That's perfect. That's the anime laugh right there. Okay. This is the Star Sakatu. This is without the green. There's going to be green in the middle there, make it look like it's glowing, but that's the patch. So it's in the works. It's being printed I don't know. They don't print them. What do they do? Sew them?
Weave, whatever.
Weave them. Yeah. Well, however you make a patch.
Produce it. Yeah.
Yeah. They've started the spell that is the black magic that makes these patches.
That's hot.
Yeah. I'm digging it. So yeah, there is green. That really makes right now it seems really gray without the green, but the green really adds. If I could find a picture of it, I would.
Well, I can imagine because it's like you got the warm orange with the cool green to balance that. I'm sure it will make the orange just pop.
Oh yeah. So I think like there's probably, I mean that was the idea with the color theory on it, but it just feels right with that green in there. And I tried both just to see if it would work, and the green really held it together. So. Nice. Oh, Jeremy wants me to point out his sweet print, which I can do. So let me go back to the other share, and then,
we were going to listen to the trailer too.
Yeah, we're going to do the trailer. So I'll make sure I add the audio again.
Trailer time.
All right, Jeremy. Jeremy did a print for us. I'll go to the big version, but this is unlocked. It's a 5x8. We'll go on the bottom. Show this bad boy off. So this is Jeremy's print. It is somehow he got it very color penciled feeling, right? But it's digital. I don't know how he did this, but it is great. I dig it. I think it's the texture on the pencil work that is also helping. But yeah, I mean, how do you not like this image? It's hard not to.
I love that freaking green coming off that back wheel, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can really feel it's moving.
It is striking, and he got it's hard to get motorcycle wheels right, and I did not have to critique them at all. Though, believe me, I've had to critique every other person I've contracted out to do something. I've had to be like, okay, you need to go back and look at motorcycle wheels. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to do that for Jeremy. Jeremy is an attention to detail kind of dude. So thank you, Jeremy, for doing this. Everybody gets this as long as you get a physical back perk. And yeah, dude, this Star Circuit's ready to go. You will be reading very soon. This Cyberpunk racing adventure is all me. It's I wrote it, I illustrated it specifically for people that like Akira, like F-Zero, like not even like racing. You like Cyberpunk and you like street gangs, and you want to know what it's like to live in a world in the future where it's not so. It maybe look pretty, but it's not so pretty. And you want to see high-speed racing on crazy sci-fi motorcycles. That's what you want. That's what you're going to get. Let's play this trailer real quick. Let's see. Says not a link, but a great shout out. What, you wanted a link? What do you want to link?
No. He Skip wants a wrench so that he can put up links for your campaign.
Oh, dude, for sure. You got it, dude. I'll give you a wrench. You stole B Roses, but I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I was on B Rose. I'm sorry, Skip. Well, but no one gave me strength, and there you go, bud. Your moderator. So wrench away while I play this trailer. This is Star Circuit. It's killing it in the numbers as far as I'm concerned. Let's do this.
Welcome to the future. A place where you can find anything you desire.
Ooh. Oh man, bro. Internet's.
If the burner gangs don't find you
First on my day.
Where the fastest racers are artificial. And if you're human, you don't stand a chance. Star Circuit.
Go back it now on Indiegogo. Created by Joe Catapano.
Dude, I think I'm just gonna in forever look to this trailer as like the memory of releasing this first book. Like everything like comes down to that first time I revealed it with everybody and talked about it with Bancroft. That was my first appearance on Bancroft, and we showed off the trailer. It was great.
Skip got his wrench, and the first thing he puts in, sub to my channel, and see if Billy shows up next Wednesday. And then he says, okay, you can have your wrench back now. What the fuck?
Dude. All right, Skip, bro. Look.
No.
Hill Lobsters. He's got the lobsters up. I'm happy to do a Sunday stream. I'm going to probably call it something different next week. I want to do some shout outs before we roll. Well, before I do that, do you have any shout outs, Billy, for like things where you're going to be? Not Skip's channel, of course.
Oh, yeah. I will not be on the Skip and Dewag show on Wednesday. If you would, please don't come see me. It will not be right after Michael Bancroft's show on Wednesday. 9 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure that you don't sub to Skip's channel and set notifications to all so that you will not get notified when that goes live on Wednesday.
Absolutely the best way to pitch it. You've done it. I feel like you all should be hitting the like button. If you've come in here, hit the like button. Smash the like button, as they say. Also subscribe. We are so close to 1K, and I'm behind on watch hours, but we will be picking up the pace, especially if we hit 1K. We need to get this thing monetized and getting some sort of pay for StreamYard. That way I can actually buy StreamYard and get all the sweet features from that. Thanks for everybody for showing up. So Star Circuit will be in demand for a while.
One thing, Amanda said, I asked 2 campaign-related questions. Now I know how D-Wags feels. Let's roll back. Let's handle that real quick. Okay. Shari did the chibis. Yes, Shari. Shari Catapano. I guess we can call her. Yeah.
You could.
Sure. Yeah. Let's just do that. Shari Katapano did do the chibis, if that was one question. Let's see. I'm going to go back here.
Well, yeah, I was going to blame this on you, Billy. You're supposed to handle this, bro.
And I know I missed it. And are you keeping up during fulfillment? Are you going to stay in demand?
Yes, we're going to stay in demand pretty much throughout the summer, I think. Not the whole summer, but into the summer for sure.
Cool. So you're, I mean, we could figuratively say you're going to go into fulfillment. Mm-hmm. The in demand is going to stay open during post fulfillment when you're in pre-production for Star Circuit 2.
Yeah, the idea
coming fall 2021.
No, I wish it'll be 2022, but
that's only summer 2022. Star Circuit 2. That's three twos.
That's right, two. So yeah, we're gonna do a giant book on the next because this is kind of like a teaser almost compared to what I want to give you next time. So next time we'll be giving you a full trade, 70 pages at least. So it's gonna be killer next year. But
I hope we handled your questions, Amanda B. I found the proper ones that you were looking for. Those chibis are by the great Miss Shari Katapano, and it will stand in demand. So if you're kind of on the fence and you want to wait till you see people get their books, you will have an opportunity to buy Star Circuit.
Correct. I appreciate you being such a good hype man, Billy. Thanks for showing up. Everybody in the chat, I really appreciate you coming. This is Sunday thing that I don't think it's a good slot, and I want to keep it. I'll hold this place down. Anybody wants to join in, send me messages, and maybe you got something to show for. Maybe I'll transform this thing into like a come on and talk a little bit about what you got going on, and then pop in and out kind of thing. But yeah. Fun times. We got a lot coming. Back Star Circuit. At least check out the 3D print because it's really awesome. And I'll see you guys Wednesday with Art Bros. Me and Jeremy do that at 7 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. It's been real. I'll see you guys probably later on today on another stream. Who knows? All right. Peace out. Actually, let's throw out with something actually good. I was gonna just end it. Let's play at least the mixtape for Star Circuit. This is something you get for free if you do Star Circuit. Any backing, you get this mixtape. Cool. Peace out, guys.